Second segment time, the news. Actually, the news this time. Holy crap. Okay, the news. All right. So everybody's Googling over James Webb. Apparently, broke its record again, claiming that they found another most distant galaxy ever, with the highest redshift. However,
disclaimer,
these have not been spectraed yet. These haven't been run through a spectrograph.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not actually the most distant objects. That still is held by Hubble for the time being, but we are going to get spectra of these very soon. I don't know what very soon means, but soon. And that will give us the proper answer. And then we will be able to 100% confirm whether these are actually the most distant objects ever found. And it did this in a week. Maybe we just gotta point this out right. It found objects so redshifted, faster than anything else, before anything else, which is absolutely astonishing and ridiculous, and still shocks me that the Very Large Telescope hasn't been able to do anything like this. But whatever. It is what it is. I still think that we need to start a telescope business. Space telescopes would be like the final step in our glorious plan. But we start off with building a university-grade telescope that, scientists can rent out to use. We build it out in Argentina on top of a mountain, and we charge money to use it.
Genius.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? We have all these telescopes, all these scientists, they're all kind of constantly bidding for time on these things. And, they're not getting it. Well, how about these other poor scientists that have money for these research projects? Well, that money's just going to go to waste, and they're not going to get, and, they're going to just have to use someone else's data. Well, why not? Why not build a telescope for them to use? Granted, we need like billions of dollars to be able to build the telescopes that they need to do some of these experiments. But that's besides the point. Phil and I had a genius plan, right, Phil? We were gonna woo. We were gonna woo.
We had a
Warren
plan.
Buffett.
I don't know if the term genius is
What?
applicable in this way, but sure.
I mean, you don't think wooing Warren Buffett's a good idea?
What'd you say?
We're going to woo Warren Buffett.
Oh, I thought you said something completely different.
What did you think I said?
It depends.
You can't
What are we
say.
allowed to say on this? I don't know if it's appropriate.
We're not going to have sex with Warren Buffett. That's what you're thinking.
Well, that's not what I thought you. It's something else.
Something else?
It's still not appropriate. Anyways,
That's kind of impressive because this podcast has covered a lot of things. We've made an index.
we did.
We made an index.
We talked about it.
Yes, but I mean, it was an idea to make an index. That whole podcast is like, if there was, an edge that could be reached, that exceeded the edge. So the fact that what you thought I said exists beyond that edge.
Well, I just don't feel like sharing it.
Ah, fair enough. Don't say, well, I don't think it fits within the compounds of the thing. The edge is so far out there that I don't understand how it couldn't.
Yeah.
We broke the edge of what is possible for this podcast long ago. Actually, before this podcast was even a podcast, back in the Dr. Sheep podcast days. Anyways. Right, so we had a plan. We have a plan to woo Warren Buffett, right? We're going to get him to put us on his will, and then, in 10 years when he dies, we'll be beneficiaries to a bunch of money that we will then use to build some sort of telescope, maybe a space telescope, maybe a large ground-based telescope, whatever. And we will make lots of money.
Well, that's the plan.
Yes. That is the plan. I think it's a very good plan. The part is, I think, in my opinion, how good of a telescope we're going to be able to build for a few billion.
Yeah.
Personally, I
That's the shadiest part.
that's the shadiest part.
That's the shadiest part.
That's the shadiest
Well,
part.
yeah, because
You try to,
the reason why is because you have to convince your investor that the thing you built is actually worth $1 billion, and that you don't just take $500 million for yourself and build a $500 million telescope.
Yeah, you really think we're actually gonna make a profit?
You think we're actually gonna make a telescope that's worth $1 billion?
Or that telescope is going to be able to
of that. You're going to pocket a quarter of that and then build 3/4
I'll be
of a
surprised if you
telescope.
even get a conversation with Warren Buffett.
Did you? No, that's the easy part. Anyone can go tweet at Warren Buffett and have a conversation with him. All right.
Yeah, let's see you try.
Oh, all right. Proceeds to tweet at Warren Buffett. Next day, gets adopted as his grandson.
Yeah, let's see it. Prove it.
It's a joke.
Do it.
It's a
You
joke.
won't. You won't.
You're right, I won't. I don't see you going out and doing anything like that. Hell,
Well, I need to make a Twitter account first.
Well, we've been waiting for you to make some sort of social media for a long time so we can send you memes.
That's exactly why I've been avoiding it.
You're a disappointment to the meme society. How can you say you like memes, but you won't make a simple throwaway Instagram account to get them?
I like memes.
Then make the throwaway Instagram account.
I didn't know.
I've been proven right once again. Anyways, on to the next part of the news. Scientists reveal the first images of atoms swimming in liquid. So, the whole point of this is because apparently...
Oh, hold up. This is the first time they've heard it?
Yeah, on the atomic scale, we're looking at platinum atoms.
It's I see fish swimming in, fish tanks all the time. Fish are atoms. They're swimming in fluid.
We're talking individual atoms here. These are individual platinum atoms. Anyways, as I was trying to say, pretty cool stuff here. So basically, we know what happens when we put a solid in a liquid, but we don't know what happens on the atomic scale. Where does one thing end and another begin? And so this is going to be very useful for future. We really need to understand this difference so that we can use this to build new technologies in the future. One thing is so they need to learn this because it's very important when it comes to building batteries. How ions move through I don't remember.
Electrolyte.
Well, no, it wasn't electrolyte. It was. Well, yeah, we'll just say electrolyte. That wasn't what they were talking about. They said something else. Did they say just electrode? They might have just said electrode. Nevertheless, though, but this is the first time they were able to do it at multiple different types of pressures, because usually these scanning electron microscopes or whatever they use to take pictures of atoms have to be done at deep vacuums, but they were able to do this outside of a vacuum, which is outside of a deep vacuum, I should say, which is very important because different materials act different. Materials act differently at different pressures, And, well, what good is a deep vacuum? You know. I need to know what this thing acts like at sea level, right? Anyways, it's also going to be useful when, experimenting with drugs and that kind of stuff inside the human body because, the blood is a liquid and, nanobots or whatever, microbots are usually solids. So, I thought it was cool. What the heck is that? Dog refuses to give birth. When vet sees ultrasound, he calls the cops.
What?
What are these? What are these ads? I'll never understand these ads.
This is the stuff you're into. These are related to you.
Apparently, I have tendinitis. Tinnitus, sorry, not tendinitis. After 2 centuries, brothers found the Oak Island treasure. Have they actually done that, or is that just a...
Have they actually found it?
I don't
think
know.
it's just clickbait.
I've been seeing this for
Wait, Kyle, have you seen the episode? Have they found it?
No, but Dad's been watching it nonstop, so ask him.
Right.
I did
Dad?
I did hear about this.
I don't think you heard it.
That they're using. I did hear about this. Scientists are turning dead spiders into necrobots. Yeah, they were using compressed air to control dead spiders to hold things. Pretty freaking cool. I not entirely sure what the use case there is, but it's cool. Oh my god, big yawn there. Big yawn. Anyways.
Somebody needs more sleep.
What? What'd you say?
I said somebody needs more sleep.
Bro, I slept till 10 o'clock Sunday. That's almost a new record for me. So, that's the first time I've been able to sleep that late in a long time, and it felt good. Anyways, anybody has any comments to say about the James Webb Space Telescope or the liquid, the platinum atoms? No comments.
How far away did they say the galaxy went?
They said it was 300 billion years old after the Big Bang. So whatever that distance is.
I see.
Let me pull it up here. We'll get it. Hold on. Current estimates. Blah blah. 235 million years after the Big Bang. The new result, which is primary, has yet to be confirmed by standard spectrum of high periods record set by 400 million years after the Big Bang. Blah blah blah. A distant. Okay, 35 billion light years away.
Wow.
Which, can we just point out, right? So the observable universe is what, 93?
Yeah.
This isn't even half. So 93, whatever half of 93 is, 40. This isn't even halfway. This isn't even all the way to the edge. There's more to see.
93 is the diameter.
Yeah, so 41.5.
46.5.
Is it 46?
Yeah.
Hold on. That's a calendar. That's not what I want. Oh, I hate you, Windows 11. There is the calculator. All right, hold on. 93 Is it? 46.5. I'm stupid. Okay, yeah. 46. Yeah, see, we still got another 10 billion light years to go. 11 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Billion light years. Like, there's almost a whole another length of the universe to go to get to the edge. Which, what the edge is what? The,
Wait a second, though. So, it's kind of weird to think about, right? So the universe is 14 billion years old.
yeah.
That light was from 35 billion light years away,
Right.
which basically proves that does the light have to be going faster at some point?
No.
Because you can't say that the light has been traveling for 35 billion years.
That's because space has been getting longer around it. It left, space got, the galaxy moved further away, but the photons are still on their journey.
Yeah, so the space between the photon and the galaxy has been stretching.
Yeah, that's what causes the
Yeah.
redshift.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so yeah, long ways away, But what's crazy is though, right? So, what I want to know is what the hell is this? What is this commercial? What is why? Anyways, what I want to know.
That's what you're into.
No. What I want to know is what do these galaxies look like, 14 billion years later?
Less red?
Less red. No. They look more red. Technically.
Well,
Other
you said they're red
galaxies-
shifted.
So new galaxies are often filled with hot blue stars, right? And as it ages, the blue stars die out, and we're all left with red stars.
Okay.
But do galaxies live? Are galaxies able to survive for 40?
Oh, what does the galaxy look like now?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Well, you have to wait, 35 billion years.
But we'll never know because they'll go because they're traveling away fast as light. We'll never know. They'll be gone.
Wait, is your galaxy moving away faster than the speed of light?
Most of unless you find one that's moving towards you, they all are. The further they're out there, the faster they're traveling. So we'll never know. The only way we'll ever know is is a warp drive. Be able to warp space time and just fly there in a day. Wouldn't that be cool?
Just don't hit an asteroid.
Huh?
Just don't hit an asteroid. That'll be a bad day.
We'll be warping time. If we're able to warp space, I don't think an asteroid's going to be an issue.
That's what they said before they died.
Before who died?
The astronauts that warped through space.
What? All right. Well, does anybody else have any other comments? The first segment seemed to drag on. This one, no one seems to have any comments.
It's mainly just been a podcast of you and Phil, like always.
Why don't you say something? That's why.
Yeah, why don't we hear topics about what you're interested? Share something in the news that you like.
What's your news?
I don't have any news.
Well,
We're just not interested in current events.
see, Phil wanted this to be the greatest podcast ever, yet here we are. There's no fire, and everything seems to be one line.
Well, that's
If we
because
were- if we were
not all
in
the same
person-
room where we're not all in the same room where Havoc can get wrecked.
I don't trust you in my apartment.
We could start a fire.
Yeah, we literally said in the chat, let's start a fire.
You said that.
I agree.
Well, no. You said the word fire, and that gave me the idea.
It's still your idea.
You said that this podcast is going to be fire, and I said, yeah, literally.
See, it was your idea to light the fire, though.
But you instigated the idea. You're to blame.
Doesn't I was using it figuratively.
Shots fire.
Well, how was I supposed to know?
I thought it was pretty apparent.
No, not at all.
Oh.
Clearly, some of us still got it confused.
Will, did you think it was? What did you think?
About what?
Was what I said? Was it figuratively or was it literally?
Figuratively?
Ha!
I said some, not all.
What do
So
you mean?
I still count as some. I still count as a person, don't I?
I'm done. I can't handle the. I don't even know what this is.
Ready?
I think I still count as a vote.
Fine. You know what we need to do? We need to have a bonfire.
Sounds like fun.
Figuratively or literally?
Literally have a bonfire. Not for a podcast, just to have a bonfire. We light a fire, we sit around, we
Where?
probably our parents, I don't know where else we would go. We can't have one here at my place.
Why?
Why?
You have a
Why?
fireplace.
I'm in an
You have a
apartment.
fireplace. You have a fireplace.
I've never turned it on. I'm kind of scared to turn it on at this point after never using
It'll
it.
explode.
Probably. When it does, can you get on video?
Make it a video. Oh, we're turning on my fireplace for the first time. This was uploaded as part of the Dr. Sheep. This is uploaded as a part of the Dr. Sheep Will and the Dr. Sheep Recovery Foundation.
Dr. Sheep is now homeless. Part 1.
Going homeless, part 1. Oh. Anyway.